And welcome inside a hump day edition of the Backstage Pass. Of course, always live and in living color here as we're broadcasting on our YouTube channel and, of course, and Facebook out there, Backstage Pass 409, and the YouTube channel, the Backstage Pass. Brandon Morrell, Kirsty Krause here, presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, and, of course, Hank Jukes Productions and MitchMax.com, the official merchandise provider of the Backstage Pass. And I tell you what, I was waiting for a long time to put this one together. Because when I find talent out there, it goes right to the front of the line. And it's authentic country, and it's about country to the core. A guy that's still young, he's not even in his prime yet. He's already sounding great out there. The album is called The Fifth. Isaac Cole joins us here on the show. Isaac, what's up, man?
Oh, man, just hanging in there, it's a pleasure to be on here, and I just have to say a huge thank you guys for having me here.
Absolutely. I love the essence you're creating with the Christmas tree in the background because we are right around the corner for Christmas. So what is this we were absolutely. What is this we were talking about before we went live? You have been working straight for 18 hours and up awake for 20 hours? Can we get into this for a second?
No, actually no. I have been awake for a little longer than 24 hours at this point. So pretty much I work, some construction-esque things. I build driveways and stuff as a day job, I mean, eventually in life I would love for me to not have to be working a day job or anything like that, but it's just the way stuff goes, So the other day we were on a job site and the drive shaft of our dump truck just snapped in half. And that's our main vehicle. That's our main truck, it's our main workhorse. And of course, it was like an hour and a half away from home too. Wow. So I spent 3 days a week ago with a friend of mine pulling the drive shaft out of the vehicle. And that was, oh, good Lord. It was interesting. And then the weekend goes by, and now yesterday we did a whole entire other person's driveway with a different dump truck. And went straight from that to going to where the broken down dump truck is. And having me and another mechanic put a brand new drive shaft into the truck.
Wow.
Okay, so when you do, you just never know if something's going to be quick, like a quick job, or if there's going to be problems. And
there's problems.
Causing you to be awake for that long in general.
I started working on the dump truck right around, dusk, and then by the time sunrise was coming up, I was underneath the dump truck just cranking on this thing. And I go, is that the sun? And I step out from underneath it and I see this, a beautiful sunrise. But I'm like, wow. I checked my watch and it was 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my word, I've been up all night doing this. And quite literally it lasted all throughout today as well, just trying to get it finished. Mm-hmm. And an hour and a half ago we finished the job, and I got in the truck and just absolutely launched myself back home as fast as I was actually fully prepared to do this on the side of the road.
Oh, just in case. Brandon had mentioned earlier just how young you are, but definitely have this sound of an established artist. When did you get the bug to do music? Tell us a little bit the backstory about how it all started.
Well, frankly, I've always loved music, especially country music. I grew up listening to mainly 90s country and earlier in the truck with my dad. And honestly, there's a lot of songs like, I believe it's Phil Vassar's American Child that literally triggers memories of me being a toddler, like first-person memories of me being in the back seat, in a booster seat, in the back of the truck, on the way to church or something, just listening to country music with my dad.
That's awesome.
And of course, and it's like, I guess I've always just had that love for country music. About 4 years old, I sang my first song in church. It was Long Black Train by Josh Turner. And there's actually a video of it still. Yes. And the microphone was like as big as my entire torso. It was quite hilarious. It went from that to about 6 years old. I picked up the guitar and started having lessons, and been playing ever since. And everything's pretty much just kept progressing from there.
Wow. 6 years old. Awesome.
Yeah. Tell me about this Dollywood Theater Park in Pigeon Forge. A big story, utility musician, the Back Porch Band, and like you did a lot of instruments out there, man. You're multi-talented, multifaceted. Tell me about this experience. I mean, Dolly Parton kind of sums it up in itself, but I mean, the Dollywood Theater Park in Pigeon Forge. Go through this story with me a little bit.
Well, in 2019, I got offered a job at Dollywood as a utility musician.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what that is a utility musician is a guy that plays a variety of different instruments. And whatever instrument that they want you to play at that given moment in time is what you're required to play. And it was an amazing job. I absolutely loved it. I worked there for a whole year in the bands, and in that span of time, I did get to play for Dolly.
Really?
She's a very nice person.
Awesome.
I love that. That's good stuff right there. What you got?
So I went to go share this live video on the Facebook, but I have not been able to see that come up yet. How's that looking on your end?
I haven't checked it on that too, but like I said, I
Okay.
definitely know we are live right now too. Like I said, I'll have to check that during one of my breaks here in just a little bit, see how that
Perfect.
goes.
All right.
Isaac, I love this album, man. I was telling Kirsty, I've been playing this a lot, man, since you guys put this out. This is one of the reasons we had to have you here on the show. October 1st, this launched. The 5th is just a fantastic piece of work, and honestly, tell me a little bit about that, the song choices, the writing behind it. The team you worked with on the entire album, the selection of songs is great. I mean, this Ain't That Song and Cain and Abel's Cove and Hypnotized were 3 of my favorites on there. Walk me through the process of making this album, because, man, this is just good, down-home, regular jukebox country music that takes you back to that 90s feel.
Well, I've always had a passion for the more 90s style country. And whenever I was making this album, I really wanted to produce an album. Not I guess produce, but I wanted to put out an album that would make people just want to have fun. People would just get together and enjoy themselves. I wanted music that would make somebody smile. And I also wanted to twist it around and then grab people's attention and have a song that would make them wonder. And then also have a song that would make them potentially sad or relate to it in an emotional way. I pretty much wanted to create an emotional roller coaster of an album, and I want people to be able to feel things whenever they hear my music, whether that be out sitting around a bonfire with your friends and just having a grand old time, or whether that be driving alone in your car, just kind of getting in the feels a little bit over a certain topic, and the song just kind of takes you there. I wanted to be able to hit as many topics as I possibly can just with this album. And honestly, I hope I did a good job with that. I mean,
it definitely is well-rounded. In the songwriting world, we would call it maybe like a North Star, like a song that you would hear and you're like, man, that's it. I'm going to capture that, but have it be like my version. Is that kind of how you go about?
Kind of, yeah.
With the songwriting, talk to us about that process.
Well, every single song on that album I have songwriter credits on. There's only 2 songs on the album that I wrote entirely by myself, and that's Hypnotized and This Ain't That Song. No, I mean, Not that. That would be Hypnotized and A Little While. My bad. I have a foggy mind right now. I have to apologize.
Understandable.
I do have everything written down here. I wrote Too Nice with Devin O'Day and
we love her.
She's so nice. Love on You was written with Corey Lee Barker and Brandon Lee and I.
Awesome.
That one was in 2017, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Then This Ain't That Song was with a guy from around the Knoxville, Tennessee area. His name's Mitch Townley.
So sometimes when you have, like when you have a song on your hands, you're like, I'm going to put this over here and I'm going to hold on to that because I know that it should be on a project. And it sounds like you definitely knew some of these songs were the gems that needed to be on your first record that just felt you and spoke, to a great story. And kudos to you for knowing that.
Thank you. Honestly, music has just always been such an absolute passion of mine that the thought of doing anything else as a permanent career, I really don't have a backup plan. We'll just put it that way. I'm putting all my chips on music. It's always what I wanted to do, and to hear people like y'all saying good things about what I'm doing gives me hope that I just might have a chance,
Well, I mean, all the songs are so strong. You definitely can tell that you put a lot of passion into what you're choosing to put out there, and we can hear that and appreciate that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, people that haven't heard of him, go subscribe to those pages out there, the Spotify's, the social medias, and everything out there, because you're going to know who this guy is by the time we get off of here and when he does these live performances. And hey, I'm gonna throw it out there. My special request is going to be This Ain't That Song. How about you play that? Let's play that for us. Let's do that.
Could we do that? Awesome. Yay.
Let's do that. It's Isaac Cole who grabbed that guitar. Then we'll have a word from Bangtail Whiskey.
Let me prop this phone up here.
All right.
So I can get this. I had to plug this thing in because, as you all know, I was...
Don't let it die.
A bit of a pickle whenever it comes to the whole working thing. Yeah. One second. My roommate's actually going to help me out.
Go for it. He'll help you out.
It's going to be really real with you guys.
We got a live stream roadie happening. Shout out to the people behind the scenes right now here at the Backstage Pass. We love to give shout outs to those people. And everybody knows there's not one person that can do it. It takes a village. And that is all very true. So Isaac's got his roommate helping out today.
And I am so thankful right now.
Perfect.
Because if it was not for him right now helping me, it would be very difficult. That's my cousin, actually.
Okay.
Down from Pennsylvania.
So did he help you decorate the Christmas tree? Is that how that worked?
No, that was mostly me. But
okay.
Mostly you.
Well, I guess I'll throw this one at you a little bit since it's a special request here for you.
Here we go.
This Ain't That Song. You think I'd be heartbroken, staring at a number on my phone, sitting on the couch in my underwear, eating Papa John's all alone. This ain't a George Jones song about how she done me wrong. She walked out and now I'm thinking about all the fun I'll have with her gone. There's a fishing hole with my name on it, a new four-wheeler that I've been wanting, a big pile of bonfire wood that needs burned. There's a farmer's field on a Friday night with all my buddies in cold Bud Light. I ain't spending no time missing her. If you're trying to find me crying in my beer, so sad she's gone. This ain't that song. Ain't kissing it goodbye. I just need a little time. I'll be back in the saddle again after lightning hits me twice. 'Cause there's a fishing hole with my name on it, a new four-wheeler that I've been wanting, a big pile of bonfire wood that needs burned. There's a farmer's field on a Friday night with all my buddies in cold Bud Light. I ain't spending no time missing her. If you're trying to find me crying in my beer, so sad she's gone, this ain't that song. Now I've got freedom, waking full of time to go where I want and do anything that comes to mind. 'Cause there's a fishing hole with my name on it, a new four-wheeler that I've been wanting, a big pile of bonfire wood that needs burned. Yeah, there's a farmer's field on a Friday night with all my buddies in cold Bud Light. I ain't spending no time missing her. If you're trying to find me crying in my beer, so sad she's gone. Yeah, if you're trying to find me crying in my beer, so sad she's gone. Well, this ain't that song. It ain't that song. Yeah.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And we're doing that here with Isaac Cole on the Backstage Pass. You get presented by our good friends over at MitchMax.com and Bangtail Whiskey, and of course our good friends at Hank Jr. Productions. And always great to use real, authentic country music here on the podcast. Like I said, I love it. Takes you back to the jukebox days. I used to be in a little town here in Texas called Vidor, Texas, and we used to go as a family to this thing called Gary's Coffee Shop, and we just sit there and put the coins in the old jukebox. So you held like jukebox. Yeah, that's how far I go back with music. And listen to all the greats around here. Tracy Byrd and, of course, Clay Walker and Joe Diffie and Tracy Lawrence and the name Mark Chestnut. The names go on and on. Man, when you picked that song, I'd like to know some details of where you were, what went through your mind. And honestly, man, y'all wrote a hell of a country song. You should be proud of that. And honestly, man, in my opinion, that's top 10 on radio if you ever send that to radio, no doubt.
Yeah.
Hands down.
How personal is this song? What did you tell us about how you wrote it?
Well, I had ended up we'll just put it to you this way. I had a relationship.
Relations, how you said?
And I ended up getting the short end of the stick with it, to say the least.
That's a very kind way to say anything.
Yeah, you know, no sense in getting excited about anything, right? So, I mean, pretty much, I went through a little, like, you know, like maybe a few days where it was just like, I don't know, you know how it is. And then my buddies were like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Like, they're like, dude, just come out, have a beer, enjoy yourself, and hang out with the boys. Like, we got you. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You guys are right. And it just sparked this whole new sarcastic attitude. I'm a very sarcastic person, but it sparked this whole sarcastic attitude about the entire situation. And just that song idea just flowed into my head, and I took it to my friend Mitch, and him and I just wrote it. You know, it just came out all in one day of writing that song, and here's where we have it now. You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to a little bit of this one too, because I'm your Huckleberry. So let's go back to 2016 a little bit and talk about Camden Bridge, because I think that was one of my favorites off of that one too, and just how I know over the course of time, and we've talked to many artists here on the program, albums change, and of course the goal for second, third, fourth one, just continue to put out great music. But sometimes, you know, it's hard to pick the songs, or the recording process there's some challenges with it. Go back to I'm Your Huckleberry and the fifth. I mean, obviously, albums that sound great, no doubt, but how much changed between those two particular albums?
I think the biggest change would be puberty, for one. But, I mean, between 15 years old and, of course, 21, there's a lot of difference in vocals as far as, like, my songwriting. And, I mean, I feel like between those two albums, I almost feel like a different person, but yet not at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, to be frank with you, but I feel better and better with every project, and that's just something like that I feel so blessed about. You know, to be able to look at a project and say, you know what, I'm proud of that. You know. It's a blessing, and I thank God for it literally every day. It just means the world to me. It's pretty much my entire life, just right here.
That's it.
You know.
So I have to ask you, you're from Pennsylvania, and that hat that you are wearing in the picture definitely kind of gives me some of that vibes a little bit. What was it like growing up, playing shows in Pennsylvania?
I played a lot of shows throughout my teen years, especially my late teen years, up in Pennsylvania, and it ranged from a lot of types of, you know, fairs and music festivals and stuff like that. And, you know, I never went to, you know, high school. I never went to public schools. I was always homeschooled because, you know, it was just kind of easier for me to do it that way. And I was never really the best student in the school. And I got good grades, but it took me a little longer. So homeschooling just kind of suited me a bit better. And being able to go from that to jumping on stage in front of all these people and just getting to be the popular guy for, you know, 30 minutes to an hour while I'm up there on stage playing guitar was always such a rush for me throughout my teen years. And it made me feel cool, you know, like I've never really have been good at much of anything else except for, you know, machines and stuff, but, you know, like music's just been that passion, and getting to do that through my teen years was just the absolute rush of my life, and it still continues to be to this day. So, I mean, going around and playing shows in Pennsylvania. It was very small town-esque, really.
Mhm.
I mean, just such a small town vibe pretty much everywhere in the northwestern area where I'm from. And I grew up on a farm out there, actually. About 140-acre farm, just deer hunting and, all basically any type of outdoor activity you could possibly think of. I was out there doing it.
Were there animals or just crops?
We used to have cattle, but before I was born, my dad sold the herd. And he didn't have time to take care of them anymore with, his jobs, that he was doing. It was just, he didn't have the time. But we do have crops like, sometimes we do corn and soybean and stuff like that. But that's about it.
I love it, too. Well, again, the album is called The Fifth, and it's out there across all the digital platforms. You can check out isaaccolemusic.com for all the latest out there, too, as well. Hey, let me ask you about this before we play the next song. 2022, just a few weeks away, and is there a tour schedule you guys are looking to put together for the first part of next year?
I am working on something. Still trying to crank out the details on that. It's kind of hanging on the limb of between work and scheduling and all that. We're working on it, but nothing's solid enough to really just say, yeah, I'm going to be here, and, I wish, but we're working on it.
All right, well, we'll keep you posted on that, too. Just send me the details. We'll put it all over our Facebook page, and I'll also tag you guys in it. And get some people out to those shows. Of course, the countdown to CRS is on for Country Radio Seminar, February 23rd to 25th. Myself, Kirsty, Jeff at the Omni Hotel in Nashville. Going to be some exciting times and also some surprising guests coming on, not just for CRS, but also for the month of January. I can tell you this, actress and Dancing with the Stars, just great out there. Brooke Burke is coming on the program in January, so look out for that one too as well. Hey, time for another song here from Isaac Cole here on the Backstage Pass. Brother, take it away, and hey, I'm going to let you pick this one, no doubt.
One more song, huh? Let's see
here.
Do it.
What is he going to pick?
What's that?
I said, how are you going to pick?
I don't know. I mean, I could let you guys pick.
Oh,
well,
man.
Didn't you have another one?
I had too many of them. I listened to this thing over and over again.
Do one. Let's narrow it down, though. Like, do one from this record that we're celebrating. So pick one from there.
Well, I may be planning on having this song be my next release. I'm not sure yet.
Is this a Backstage Pass exclusive?
Maybe.
He might be releasing this song.
I'm thinking about it. I'm pondering on it. Not super sure yet, but I'll figure it out.
Oh my God, he is hilarious.
May not be my next single released to radio.
Perfect.
Just throwing that out there. This is the first song that I ever wrote entirely by myself. It was over the summer of 2020, and I was spending my time up in Pennsylvania on the family farm, and I was just Mom and Dad weren't home for some reason that day, and I was just sitting up there in my room, and this song just flowed right into my head out of nowhere, quite literally out of nowhere, and I just sat there and started picking out this melody. And a few days later, I had the song written. My bad. My mother's going to get on me for that. She was my grandmother. I had the song written in a few days, and well, I gotta say, I'm kind of proud of this song for it being the first one I ever did entirely by myself. This song is called Hypnotized.
Awesome.
I've always been partial to being single, hanging out with the boys, being wild and reckless. Settling down just ain't my style. I still got a lot of things to do. That all changes when I see you. I don't know why it's like I can't move. When you look at me and smile, it drives me wild. I'm mesmerized by how you move your hips. I wanna taste your cherry red lips. You got my head spinning round, my hands all sweaty, all tongue-tied, my heart's gone crazy. Gotta get your number in my phone. I wanna get to know you and your long dark hair and hazel eyes. Pinch me, girl, I'm hypnotized. I don't know how you broke my shell. I thought love had gone straight to hell. And now I'm feeling things I ain't felt in a while, and I can't help but smile. I'm mesmerized by how you move your hips. I wanna taste your cherry red lips. You got my head spinning round, my hands all sweaty, all tongue-tied, my heart's gone crazy. Gotta get your number in my phone. I wanna get to know you and your long dark hair and hazel eyes. Pinch me, girl, I'm hypnotized. Well, at first I tried to deny it, so now I just can't hide it. I'm mesmerized by how you move your hips. I wanna taste your cherry red lips. Got my head spinning round, my hands all sweaty, all tongue-tied, my heart's gone crazy. I gotta get your number in my phone. I wanna get to know you and your long dark hair and hazel eyes. Pinch me, girl, I'm hypnotized. I'm hypnotized. Oh, yeah. Oh.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
All right, that was just awesome. And note from our sponsors, of course, Bangtail Whiskey and Mitch Max. This is actually my first time seeing a couple of the Mitch Max commercials, so way to go. And so good to have Isaac Cole here singing his solo written song on this record called Hypnotized. And I can't say too much what I was texting Brandon while you were singing that song, but it definitely is one for the ladies, and I'm sure you get all sorts of crowd responses when you play that song live. But what a great song. What a fun song. Tell us about it. You said it just popped out in 2 days.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like I said, I was just sitting in my bedroom up at the farm, and all of a sudden I just started thinking of something. And I just started fiddling around on my guitar, and and then all of a sudden the words just started pouring out of my head, and it was just kind of nuts how it happened. I got about half of it done, and I immediately, as soon as my parents came home, I ran downstairs and I was like, "You guys, I'm finally writing a song on my own." I've always done co-writes, like with other people, my writing, I never have really considered myself to be anywhere near the world's greatest writer by any means. It's always been kind of a challenge for me to just really master my word craft. it's something that I've struggled with throughout high school as well. It kind of traces back to I have pretty decent dyslexia whenever it comes to that stuff, and it was just such a cool thing to me that it was like my mind had an absolute breakthrough. I was just ecstatic about it, and I couldn't keep my mind off of the song for all 3 of those days. And within that time, I ended up just completing it. And I came downstairs and I showed my family, and I mean, they told me that they loved it, and I was ecstatic. From that moment on, I was like, okay, I have to record this song.
Yeah, if you do release it as a single, it's a good song. The radio would pick that up, and like I said, there's a good 5-6 songs on that album. Just one guy's opinion here, but a guy who gives album reviews as a media member all the time out there. That's a fantastic album, The Fifth, and like he held up that CD earlier, his life's work is right there. Just like Kirsty is an artist that puts out those songs. That's life's work, and when music sounds that great, man, it's easy to put your finger on it and go, man. That's just a great sound. That's what you have, my friend, is a great sound, no doubt. Hey, coming up here in a few weeks, we got season 19 winner of last year's American Idol, Chase Beckham, coming on the show. You actually dabbled in that show, season 16, I believe. Got to the Hollywood Week, too. Tell me about reality TV and going through a competition like that, the mindset you have to have. And, of course, a lot of it in the beginning is a lot of people say, we're in it for a competition and that kind of thing, the wardrobe choices, the songs, things like that. What was your experience like on season 16 of Idol?
Well, it was actually season 15 of American Idol. It was the final season of the old version of American Idol before they revamped it. I had just made the age cut. I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And my parents actually they came to me and they said, hey, this is going to be, and we'd always watched American Idol together. And my parents came to me and they said, hey, this is going to be Idol's last season, or so we thought. And they were like, hey, you're 15 now. Do you want to try out? And I was like, yes, I would, yes. And I jumped right at the opportunity. We sent in some videos and stuff like that, and they told me, okay, come out to Philadelphia on this date and do your audition there. And I did, which was just incredible. I mean, there was multiple rounds of just producers that's not filmed, all of that stuff that you have to get through before you even get to be on screen with the celebrity judges. I mean, I had to go through like 3 different rounds of just producers for the show. And after I went through all of that, they said, okay, well, come back next week, or no, maybe it was in 2 weeks. They said, come back in 2 weeks, and then you'll be in front of the celebrity judges. And I was like, oh my, and let me tell you, from a guy who really doesn't get nervous, I mean, people have asked me all the time, Isaac, do you get nervous? I say, no, I get excited. I get excited just because I get to go on stage and play again. Doesn't matter how many people are in the audience. If I get to go on stage and play again, I'm ecstatic, But this time I was a little nervous. And it was a very new feeling for me. It probably had something to do with the fact that I was about to walk into a room where, especially one of the people that I have looked up to for basically my whole life in music, aka Keith Urban, was sitting waiting to hear me sing. And that was probably the part that scared me the most. I was like, oh my word. I'm about to go sing for Keith Urban, not to mention Jennifer Lopez and Harry Connick Jr., all 3 of them sitting there, just watching me. And I'm like, all right, well, here we go.
So it wasn't the cameras, it was the people.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
It wasn't bothering me at all. I was like, hello. That part was fun. I liked that part. It was the pressure of singing in front of people that I look up to so much and not wanting to disappoint.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I ended up, getting that golden ticket to Hollywood, and my sister screamed intensely. I mean, there's a video of on YouTube, and you see me walk around the corner and hold up the ticket. And my father, he just throws his arms up in the air. It was like, it makes this hilarious face. We pick on him all the time about it. My mother just jumped up and down. But my sister, she let out this hilarious wail of a scream, and you can hear it in the video. It's super funny. I point it out every time I show friends. But it was like, you go from that, and now fast forward to Hollywood, California.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had been to California like once before, but never to Hollywood or anything like that. And just being there was, well, we'll put it to you this way. I had mixed feelings about it. I've never really been much of a city guy. I feel a little out of place, to be honest with you. The place I feel the most at home is either on stage or in the woods. So the cities, it's just not a normal scene for me. And I went from a farm to Hollywood, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm here, so this is interesting. Yeah, it was weird getting used to it, but it was fun. It was exciting, and there was always something to do. The reality TV thing of it is, they came out to my house before Hollywood Week even happened, actually, and did a whole home visit thing, and played up the whole reality TV aspect of it. And I gotta say, there are a few things that are definitely staged for reality television, because in the reality of it is a reality TV show. But all in all, it really is about the competition, and that was one of the things I respect the most about it. Is it really is about the competition. It's about the singers. It's about the people, and I admired that a lot. I made it the whole way through Hollywood Week into the top 51, and just at the top 24 cut, I ended up getting told by J-Lo herself that I was getting sent home, and I wasn't really. I didn't freak out or nothing. I was disappointed, but I wasn't sad by any means, because when you look at an experience like that, the only thing that you really can do is feel blessed and thankful that you got that opportunity and that you're there. You know?
Yeah.
I love that too, which is a great story, and that's what. You're right. I was just watching The Voice last night for season 21. Hard to believe that's been 21 years for Blake's show, and that girl named Tom does a fantastic job on there too at the same time. So those shows have all the makings of giving artists a chance they may not otherwise have, and I still love scouting myself for new talent. Kirsty says I love to scout. That's just what I do, to go find
Isaac.
Yeah, like Isaac. And there you go. You stumble across a great artist in country music too that I found out there too at the same time. And like I said, it's just one of those things to where it comes to light. God makes it happen when He brings people together, no doubt. Hey, I'm going to put you on the spot here. We're going to do a bonus one here. Sometimes I go 3 songs, and I got a request for you because I love this song, and I feel the mystique in it. I feel like it's like one of those songs that could be grabbed by a movie and used in some capacity too. The one I'm talking about
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Cain and Abel's Cove. It's a little bit dark and it's a little bit there. Would you do that one for us? Let's do that one.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely. And the fact that you were just asking to play, believe me when I say this makes me incredibly happy. Like I'm loving every minute of this. And,
Good deal.
So I'm just trying to make this a little better for you. There we go. That's better.
And I know we're having some technical problems. We're having some technical problems with the video too. So
grassroots, just bare bones real with you guys. Like, especially for the people who just tuned in at this part of the episode too. I quite literally just got off work. I am like the bluest of blue collar boys. If I would have had more time, I would have definitely been, cowboy hat, pearl snap shirt, because that's what you're supposed to do. But
what you're wearing is a cowboy outfit too. Yes.
So I mean, I'm gonna be just absolutely transparent real with y'all.
That's all good.
So, I mean, I would have had a good camera set up and everything. I feel really, if there is the next time, it would be a lot more prepared.
There will be a next time, no doubt. I know we're having some problems with the Facebook video out there right now. Facebook's having some technical problems, but Isaac will share this as soon as we get off this interview coming up today. So tonight on all his socials, and I know there's some technical problems. We apologize for that. Of course, it's not our fault. Everything is good on our end, so definitely if you're missing the live version right now, I see some people are able to join, but it keeps going in and out. So Facebook is having some problems where we're broadcasting live, but Isaac will possibly share the video later for you guys that missed that. If you don't mind, we'll do that. So
yeah, definitely.
Good deal. Well, it's all yours.
I will share, if you would like, just a brief backstory on how the song was written.
Sure.
It was whenever I was about 17 or 18 years old, and I had just, come to the Nashville. Well, I mean, I'd been coming back and forth for a while, but I just, it was my first extended stay here, and it was all about writing and making connections and everything. I have a very, very close friend, very dear to me. His name's Randy Fincham, and him and I got together one time and wrote this song. It was just, I had this idea, okay, and I brought it to him. And I said, I don't know how to write this type of song, but I really, really want to. And I told, and he's actually one of my songwriting mentors, I do have to say. He is one of the people who have greatly extended my experience in songwriting, and I can't thank the guy enough for it. Love him to death. And I brought him this, I said, I told him the story. I said, it's like a murder mystery-esque story. I told him about the brothers. I told him about the storyline. And I had all of that planned out in my mind. I could see it in a movie. But it was difficult for me to formulate that into a song and put it on paper. And him and I just started throwing song lines back and forth. I had a melody, and I picked that melody right out. That, just picked that out, and we just started feeding off of each other's energies, man. It took us a few weeks to write the song in its entirety, maybe even a month. But between getting together in person and Skyping, we ended up getting it done, getting it written, and it is one of my favorite songs on the album. And you guys asked me this question before, and I earlier on, and I forgot to touch on that. The guy that I recorded this album with, his name is Chemo Forrest.
Okay.
And my word is he one heck of a guy. Wow. He played almost all of the instruments that you hear on the album and produced it. And wow. I've been working with him for a good number of years now. And I plan to continue to, because he is amazing. But the way that he produced that, I couldn't be happier.
All right, brother. Well, it's all yours, and it's Cain and Abel's Cove. Here we go.
Yes, sir. They were two close brothers in a steel mill town in the Appalachian Mountains where the snow blows wild. Summertime sweeter than a honeysuckle bush in June. Fishing and hunting was the only thing they did. Mama always said they were joined at the hip. They shared everything from their Skull cans to their boots. They both fell in love, but one got married, and the jealousy drove his younger brother crazy. Spent every night at the bottom of a whiskey glass. Legend has it, if you come out here in the woods this time of year, you can hear the gunshots in the wind. See the blood in the moonlight glow. See the footprints in the snow. You're in Cain and Abel's Cove.
Big brother's work took him out of town. He didn't know his young bride liked to run around till he came home early with roses and a bottle of wine. Curtains left open just a little bit was enough to show him what a fool he's been, with the porch light shining on his brother's truck in the drive. Instead of breaking that door down, he got in his car and drove back to town. Found a bar and a bottle and a way to get even with him. Legend has it if you come out here in the woods this time of year, you can hear the gunshots in the wind. See the blood in the moonlight glow. See the footprints in the snow. Your Canaan neighbors go. On a hunting trip heading to their deer stands, both brothers had the same evil plan, to kill the other and blame it on an accident. 2 shots rang out and both brothers fell. The trees saw it all, but they'll never tell how the cove got its name, and their spirits still walk these hills. Legend has it if you come out here in the woods this time of year, you can hear the gunshots every time the wind blows. See the blood in the moonlight glow. See the footprints in the snow. You're in Canaan, Abel's Cove.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
And back here on the show again, Isaac Cole joining us here with Kirsty Krause on the Backstage Pass. Man, if you don't like that song, you don't like country music. That's Cain and Abel's Cove off the album The Fifth. Be sure and check him out at isaaccolemusic.com. Again, thanks to Bangtail Whiskey, Hank Jr. Productions, and our friends over at Mitch Max, the official merchandise provider of the Backstage Pass. And there's 20% off right now. You can go there at mitchmax.com and get you some of that Backstage Pass merchandise. Tomorrow, great artist Carla Williams is going to join us. She's got a new Christmas song out with the legend Billy Dean. And, of course, Friday, we may have a surprise for you, a little Christmas surprise, but still waiting to confirm that. Love the song, man. Like I said, it's got that mystique. It's got something you would find in a movie. It's just a great tune to put on a fantastic album, which is The Fifth out there across all the platforms. So definitely commend you on putting together a great album and just another great song. Kirsty, I'm going to let you lead off rapid fire today. We got some kind of cool, fun questions to
ask.
Oh, good Lord, I forgot about this one. All right.
No, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
You'll be fine.
So it's just fun, and kind of the first thing comes to mind or whatever. They're easy questions, so don't feel bad. I'm going to keep it in the theme. We are so close to Christmas. So tell us, what is your favorite Christmas tradition?
Oh, my word. My favorite Christmas tradition. We've kept it alive for literally every single Christmas for my entire life. So me and my family, we all get together around the dining room table to start off. There's a Christmas tree to our right, and the lights are low, and either my mom or my dad, either one, will pull out an old Christmas storybook, and they'll read the night before Christmas, and we'll sit there and sip on root beer floats while listening to somebody read that, whether it be mom or dad. And then afterwards, we'll go into the living room where there's another Christmas tree, and we'll watch It's a Wonderful Life. And if we're still feeling awake enough, we'll watch an old claymation, like Christmas movie like Rudolph or something like that, you know. And we'll just, it's just basically the wholesome thing of spending time with each other and enjoying each other's presence, and just the calm, peaceful stillness of Christmas. That is just probably one of my favorite things about the Christmas season.
Awesome.
I love it too. Love it. No doubt. That's everybody's tradition. Whether it, like I said, my wife's side or my side of the family, we always enjoy something like that. I think for us, it's always like what reaction you're going to get from the little ones by putting on the Home Alone or the Home Alone 2, the first two that Macaulay Culkin did. So that's always a fun thing we get to do for a Christmas tradition.
I do love that movie.
Those are fun, no doubt. I didn't like it past Home Alone 2, but it was fine with the first two, no doubt. Of course, the original of anything that's a classic is going to be damn good, no doubt. All right, so if the phone rang tomorrow and you had about $2-3 million in your bank account, what's the first thing you would do with it?
The first thing I would do with it? Well, the first thing I would do with it is first take myself out of debt. That's the one. Then I would probably find a really good charity to tithe to.
Okay.
Because I mean, I don't know if I've touched on this. I am a Christian man. I feel a drawing to tithe, especially with, situations like the people struggling in Kentucky right now. I would probably give to that, probably pretty substantially. I might, then I would probably invest and maybe buy a house. Who knows?
Those are good things, no doubt. And our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who was affected by those just horrific storms in Kentucky and that weather too as well. Definitely our thoughts and prayers are with you. So definitely, if we can help here at the Backstage Pass, feel free to reach out. But definitely, we're thinking about you. We love you, and just hope you get out of these tough times, no doubt. What you got?
Okay, so because you're underage or right around there, what is your drink of choice when you're trying to have like a treat, like treat yourself?
Well, I before I answer this, I am 21.
Okay.
I turned 21 in April of this year.
I was trying to do the math, and I was like, "Are we 21 yet? Not sure." Okay. So you're just diving in.
Until I was 20 years old just to even start this. So
okay. It made an appearance though on your album cover, we got it.
My mother was not quite on board with the idea, but I was like, "Mom, I want to portray that I'm getting older now, and she didn't like that."
That's funny.
That was my idea. But back to the question. My drink of choice.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I'm a beer guy.
There you go.
A Busch Light?
Country boy, old backwoods feller. I'm a beer guy. Favorite kind? Shoot, I really don't know.
All right.
We'll just put it this way. I love sampling new things.
There you go.
And I have not found something that I don't like yet.
All right.
Well, I can tell you what, I feel that way about the music. I found something I do like, and he's coming back on sometime in 2022. We're going to feature him, and definitely, man, this is just tremendous music. A great job on the album, The Fifth, which is out there across all the digital platforms for streaming or download. And, man, just it's a great story, and I commend you for never giving up on your passion and following what you believe in. And just, God has that higher purpose, and thank you for being on this platform with us and just us being able to give you another token of our appreciation, no doubt. The Fifth is out there across all the platforms, and check out IsaacColeMusic.com. Isaac, we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts, and thank you so much for coming on and showcasing yourself as an artist and your music. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Matt, I appreciate you guys so much having me on here. I got to say, this has been an absolute blast, and I feel just incredibly blessed and thankful to you guys for having me here, and I love your show, by the way.
Thank you.
I've watched a few, and I admire it. Honestly, I admire it a lot.
Well, we appreciate that.
The fact that you all got me here means a lot. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. And you know, if you're eating Papa John's all along on the couch, all alone, you know where they came from.
They make a good pizza. What can I say?
That's a great line for a great song, no doubt about it, too. Again, the fifth out there across all the digital platforms. And, of course, IsaacColeMusic.com. We're getting back in 2022. Some great shows coming up tomorrow. Carla Williams might round out the week, but may have a stocking stuffer surprise on Friday. I know there were some technical problems with this broadcast. And hopefully, we'll get this reposted so you guys who missed it live coming up later tonight. And, of course, Isaac will share this interview across his social media, too, as well. Thanks to all the sponsors, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 5, Jeff McMahon and myself with Carla Williams on the Backstage Pass. Be sure to tune in for that, and we'll see you soon. Have a great night.
Thank you.